I was at that breaking point in which I didn't know how to get rid of 35,000 words. I had just spoken with my advisor who had gone over my draft and said, yeah, there's too much here. First of all, I still didn't have a clear research question.
Hello everyone, my name is Dr. Anand Pari. I support graduate students around the world with thesis coaching, academic editing, bringing structure, clarity, momentum to their research journey. I work with Grad Collective as one of the academic coach, and I'm also the co-founder of the company. I am joined today by Coleman, a full-time master's student at the University of Chicago, specializing in social sciences. As he wraps his program this year, he's taking a moment to reflect on his thesis journey and how our collaboration helped move things forward. Coleman, thank you so much for taking the time to join us. And perhaps I could start with some of the questions, if you're okay with that.
Yes, please.
The first question I have is, what challenges were you facing when you began your thesis? Perhaps what parts felt more confusing or overwhelming to you?
Well, first of all, I had so much research from different angles, done continued work in the field and internships and coursework that all combined into the product that I brought to you. And the fact that it was 45,000 words and it was supposed to be 10,000 words, and the painful thought of having to take out so much work that I had done and feeling that was going to be just lost was a struggle for me. But one of the things that was reassured to me is that it was material that could be used for further work, other papers, and you helped me see what could be compartmentalized into its own topics, and was able to help me bring that 45,000 words down into 10,000. And highlight and streamline exactly what needed to be in the thesis and what could be shaved away.
Did you not receive a framework from the university? Because I'm just trying to understand. Did you not get any guidance from the university that it should be so much?
The page count that I had with the 45,000 words was about 108 pages, and I was told different numbers by different professors and advisors. It seems like maybe there isn't a straight guideline for that, just like maybe a more comfortable number. And I kept getting like a range of like 40 to 60 or so. But I was told that, it doesn't have to be within that range. I didn't get a clear enough answer.
Okay.
So I just took what I had and I delivered it.
Makes sense. And then you perhaps would have reached at a point you were like, hey, I need additional support, right? So what made you reach out for thesis support, especially to me? The follow-up question there would be like, what kind of help you were hoping at that time?
Well, I was at that breaking point in which I didn't know how to get rid of 35,000 words. I had just spoken with my advisor who had gone over my draft and said, yeah, there's too much here. First of all, I still didn't have a clear research question. These were two things. She said, I want you to bring it down to 10,000 words. And that was the first time I had gotten like a concrete answer to my question. And that was a breaking point. I didn't know what to do. I was very stressed. It was due, I think, the final draft was due within a week.
If you could recall, like, how did the support help you, especially students who struggle with clarity, structure, confidence, and progress? Just trying to understand, was there an aha moment for you? How did our support help you here?
Well, first of all, you agreed to take a Zoom call or something like that, just so we could speak a little more clearly on what needed to be addressed and what direction it could go. And I was just a mess at this point. I was anxious about what I was going to do, how I was going to bring it down to the 10,000 words. And the way you spoke to me and reassured me that this is something obtainable, you know how to work with this, having faith in what you're able to do and what you said, just really put my mind at ease and just trusted your process. You gave me an outline of basically what we could use from my draft for the final product, and I just put it in your hands to trust for you to just kind of arrange some of that and streamline it for me to take a look at and see in which direction we could take that thesis from there. So that was a major help. Just the mental ease and the confidence that was provided in the work.
Yeah,
that was going
yeah. What advice would you give to students considering thesis support? The reason I'm asking this is because this is not a profession that most of the students know exist. Like, so what advice would you give to other students who are considering thesis support?
Well, perhaps I would say that if there's a possibility that if I were to be able to do this over again, that I would want to limit my research and not have as much as I had in the draft that I brought to you. And so I would advise, there are people that can help with this process, and there's no point in limiting your research and essentially your acquired knowledge on the topic just so that you can fit it into a concise product.
Coleman, any last thoughts you want to share?
Appreciated your works with me so much and the attention that you gave to it.
Yeah, no problem. Wishing you all the very best, Coleman.
Thank you, you too, Anand.